Chapter 18. Memories.
They abstained again from travelling through the dark zone on their flight back, although Zentran did consider it. Stopping over at his stone house for a while was not worth the risk. With the present security activity in progress, any craft entering the dark zone would be more conspicuous than usual. Every available council vehicle would be alerted to intercept them as they exited the dark zone on any of its perimeters. They would have to leave the air car in the dark zone and come out through the storm water drain. Inconvenience and time constraints made this option impractical. Phora could not afford to be late for the next sequence at her communications desk. Having travelled through the overhead sun zone and arriving back at the twilight sector, they stopped off at Zentran's quarters to continue their curtailed outing. Strong refreshments went down well. Zack and Zentran's spirits ran high, but Phora's mood was subdued. They had turned a bold page in their book of life, and its recourse would surely follow. Venru was decidedly quiet. Zack's reluctance to inform her of their earlier goings-on troubled her. She alone remained in mystery as to the earlier commotion in the aircar pad. The others were aware of her concern. A decision was reached to enlighten her. They might soon be engaged in a war, and she should at least know its terms. Relieving Venru's quandary was a task Zack would have to perform. Zentran and Phora said their goodbyes, leaving Zack and Venru to enjoy their intimacy. Venru's introduction into their secret world would need all the tact Zack could muster. It wasn't his strong point. Zentran and Phora walked back to the aircar pad. Phora's concern lingered.
How do you think she'll take it?
Pretty well, I think. She's already using the realm to communicate her music. The concept is well within her grasp.
At Phora's apartment, they savoured their time together. Events had thrust them into a brave new situation. Complacency had never been a part of either of them, but Zentran felt more assured than before. Only Phora's disquiet worried him.
We can win, Phora. You're stronger than you know.
You and Zack are strong. I know I'm strong as well. Too strong. We might hurt people.
It was a concern Zentran understood. Zack had certainly demonstrated what he was capable of. Zentran changed the subject.
It'll be very interesting to see what we have on the memory crystal.
Phora gently released the clasp at the back of her robe and let it fall to the floor. She undressed him and led him to the sleeping unit. Relaxing into his arms, she lay with her head on his shoulder. Her naked body lay firm and smooth against him. She ran her fingers across his chest. His hands missed nothing as he caressed her slender frame. He felt awkward, and Phora sensed it. She nuzzled closer to him. Her breasts absorbed the movement, and it felt good for both of them. The awkwardness subsided. The imprinted desire of bodies, aided by spiritual closeness, aroused physical components. Chemicals flowed as design had intended. Nature was ready to perform. Passion rose, enveloping the intensity of attraction. Body and soul came together as one. With the pleasure of climax and the relaxation that followed, their minds stayed together. They recalled incidents from each other's past memories as if they were their own. Events on other planets, in other galaxies, where Zentran had been a Starfleet commander. Again, the electric swordsman of Rowan came to the forefront. It seemed important.
There is a similarity, but also a difference to the scene Nakaz let slip of the swordsman in the arena. Perhaps the picture is of the past, like Zack understands it. No, to me the swordsmen in the arena are in my future. Somehow I know that. But why Zack thinks it's the past is a quandary.
Even with Phora's assistance, they could not figure it out. Phora had spent many lifetimes on Delta 4b. Their combined intensity enabled her to see more clearly than on her own. Surprisingly, yet somehow naturally, she remembered that she'd been a council member. The council obviously did not have the means to keep track of individuals from lifetime to lifetime. If they had, and knowing her mental abilities, she'd have been picked up by now. Through her, Zentran and Zack would also have been picked up.
Perhaps that's what subconsciously attracted me to work for the council again.
But you don't share their beliefs anymore.
Sometimes I feel part of the system when I'm working at my communications desk.
Is that why you're afraid to use your power against them?
No, I did something and caused... I don't know what, but it was bad. Very bad. Some sort of catastrophe occurred. It changed my allegiance to the council and brought about the fear to use my ability.
What happened?
It's too deep. I can't remember.
They both tried to reach the incident. Even together, they couldn't get to it.
Whatever it was, it stopped me from participating further with the council. I think it was concern for people that kept me away, but I stayed on the fringes.
Perhaps you realized the ill effects of deprogramming.
Or worse, I think I used my ability for something far worse.
What could be worse than deprogramming?
Perhaps that's why I can't remember it. It's too distasteful to remember.
You don't want to remember it?
I think so. When I approach that area in my memory, it makes me afraid.
Is there anything else at all about this that you can remember?
Phora tried to force her way through the fear. Suddenly she withdrew.
I remembered my name. Frampson.
Frampson?
Felissa Frampson. My full name was Felissa Volma Frampson.
3 names denote a well-to-do family.
Yes, I think so.
Anything else there?
No, I can't delve any deeper.
What about the electric swordsman of Rowan?
Phora's body lurched, and she sat up, bolt upright.
Zen, it's you. I remember decorating you for valor.
Yes. Do you remember who you were?
I was an electric swordswoman and your commanding officer. You were an outstanding electric swordsman. It's all come back to me in a rush.
Do you remember summoning me here?
Phora looked up at the ceiling, trying to pinpoint the memory, but recoiled, contracting her shoulders.
I seem to remember something about that, but it's tied up with the other frightening incident that propels me.
You summoned me here on a mission to correct some sort of mistake. What are my mission orders?
Phora lay back into the sleeping unit and started to cry.
Zen, please don't make me go there. I can't handle it.
Zentran laid his hand on her shoulder.
That's okay, Phora. There's no need. Nakaz informed me that it would not be you who would give me the details. I am to find out for myself as the future unfolds. It is obvious, though, that it starts with taking out the council.
Zentran wondered if any current council members had Phora's mental capability. If they did, they would be in for the fight of their lives. He thought about Zack, who couldn't remember his past lives at all.
Could he also have been a council member?
No, surely not. He's too much of a renegade to fit into any kind of system.
Or is he? It's surely no accident that Zack has such tremendous mental ability.
He seems to be a wild card here. Perhaps you summoned him here to help you, and the picture of you in the arena is your past.
Zentran considered the possibility.
No, Phora. That picture of me as a gladiator is definitely my future.